Hey, what's up, everybody? Just got done watching the Hall of Fame ceremony here. Let me tell you, pretty awesome stuff. I'm telling you, you get to see, the Hall of Fame is very special. The WWE does a very good Hall of Fame, and for the most part, they induct the right people. You have that. Of course, you have the Cauliflower Alley Club. You have the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. You have many other Hall of Fames out there. But the WWE does something special. You get to induct guys like the Rock and Roll Express in there, guys that made history, guys that ended up going to, many territories, Smoky Mountain, NWA, wrestling over there in WWE for a short period of time, but wrestling all over and making a name for themselves, and to have, their arch rival, Jim Cornette, induct him. That was an excellent speech, by the way, Jim. That was phenomenal there. But probably the best pop of the night in my opinion. And then you get sad a little bit because you see a lot of the guys that you grew up watching. You got to see a lot of legends out there. You saw Awful Wild Samoan sitting out there. Of course you see guys like Edge, and you see a lot of people out there. Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, a bunch of great guys that built this business into what it is today. You got to see a lot of people. And then you see, Rick Rude, he gets inducted. And, Rick should have went in a long time ago. That guy truly should have went a long time ago, and I'm glad he's in now. The guy never won a world championship outside the international title, but I don't know if you count that as a world title. He never was the top guy as far as for a title for as far as a heel goes, but should have been. The man knew how to work the crowd. He had excellent psychology. You got DDP. I didn't get to see much of his because I just got off work late, but I will be watching that probably later on tonight. Here's my question about everything, though. Okay, because normally the last few years they've decided to have a buzzer there. They decided to say you're only allowed to talk X amount of time. I loved Beth Phoenix's speech. Don't get me wrong. I loved that speech. But they gave her a lot of time to talk. It had to have been about 45 minutes or so, at least 30. And it's amazing. Just the story. She was thanking everybody, which was pretty awesome, When you get the stroll down memory lane, and, she definitely felt that emotion. And I'm sure as all of them are, Right now, the Warrior recipient's going on. I'm getting ready to crash out, so I'm cutting this video now. But, you just look at the Hall of Famers that have always made it. From Andre the Giant, George Steele, there's a lot of guys that still need to make it, though, in my opinion. And there's two guys, importantly. Two guys, in my opinion, need to make the Hall of Fame somehow, some way. One is Owen Hart, without a doubt. Without Owen in there, it doesn't feel like much of a Hall of Fame. His career was pretty well documented, and he was really one of the better workers of the era back then, especially the 80s and the 90s. It really was. And the other one, of course, a guy that I looked up to when I was a kid, and that was Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit, to me, was the greatest worker of all time, the master technician. Nobody, I felt, ever put so much intensity into a match than him. And he had some of the greatest matches I ever seen. And, I'll never forget, the guy who's getting inducted here shortly here, Kurt Angle. Him and Benoit going through their feuds, Iron Man matches. Some of the best technical wrestling I've ever seen in my life. But, congratulations to all. Teddy Long's also coming up. Well deserved. That man should have been in a long time ago as well. If you don't know the story of Teddy Long started as a fan that was working down there in the NWA days. And he was standing around, and they needed to get somebody to carry the coats, and that's how he broke into this business. He was later a manager. He was a referee at the beginning. Dusty Rhodes talked him into finally being a manager. Guy that totally deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He was general manager of SmackDown. One of the great head talent relations there. The guy truly deserved to go in. I'm glad to see that finally happen. But yeah, those two guys, those would make my dreams come true. Benoit, I know, may not get in because of all the reasons. And I know some people hate him, some people love him. You know, I'm not talking about what happened. With his post near his death in the last few days. I'm talking about his wrestling career because he had one of the best I've ever seen. But him and Owen Hart, yeah, them two definitely need to go into the Hall of Fame. Good thing was there wasn't too long on the Mr. T speeches though on this year. With "I pity the fool," and "I want to thank my mama." There you go, Eric. I put that out there for you. All right, folks. Good night. Have a good time. I will probably cut another video because I got some more topics I want to talk about. And if you have any suggestions, by all means, write it down in the comment box. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to make this big. If you like what you see, that would be awesome to me, and I would appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.